The film opens with a couple, Robin and Daniel. Daniel works as a teacher, while Robin is involved in housing projects. Today, they're meeting an adoption agent. For years, they've wanted a child of their own, but Robin has suffered multiple miscarriages, and they've been unable to conceive. Losing hope, they've decided to adopt. The agent tells them about a girl named Cathelia. She can hear but doesn't speak. It's unclear whether this is a medical condition from birth or if she simply refuses to talk. Cathelia is very quiet and withdrawn. In fact, the last family she was placed with returned her to the orphanage after a short time. When Daniel asks why, the agent explains that the couple was elderly and had just retired, so caring for a child may have been too much for them. She assures them Cathelia is a good girl who only needs love and a supportive family. Daniel and Robin agree to adopt her. A few days later, the agent brings Cathelia to their home, where the couple welcomes her warmly. Cathelia silently observes everything: the house, her new room, and the pool, though she doesn't seem to like the pool for some reason. While Robin is in the kitchen preparing food, her mother calls in a panic. She says she searched online and discovered that Cathelia's mother had taken the lives of her entire family, leaving only Cathelia alive. Her mother warns that if Cathelia has inherited any mental instability, she could be dangerous. Robin says she already knew about this, but doesn't believe Cathelia was at fault. She's just a child who's been through trauma. She urges her mother to stop worrying. Then Robin notices something strange. All the fruit in the kitchen is rotten, and the sandwiches she just made have spoiled. Thinking the fridge might be broken, Daniel checks it, but it's fine. Oddly, every piece of food inside has gone bad. Later, Robin takes Cathelia for a bath. The girl seems nervous, simply staring at Robin while she talks. Robin shares that she has always loved the name Jessica and would have named her own daughter that, but after 4 miscarriages, she never got the chance. She admits she worries about whether she can be a good mother. Daniel reassures her, telling her to give Cathelia time and everything will work out. That night, after Robin and Daniel fall asleep, Cathelia quietly runs to the kitchen, grabs a knife, and sits outside their bedroom, almost like she's standing guard, or perhaps thinking something else entirely. Out by the pool, strange bubbles rise to the surface. The next morning, Daniel notices something unusual in the water, a sticky, pink-colored substance he's never seen before. He scoops some into a cup and shows it to Robin, but she's running late for work and doesn't pay much attention. Before leaving, she asks Daniel if he took any knives from the kitchen. He says no. After she leaves, Daniel studies the strange substance more closely. Cathelia comes into his office and he shows it to her. Trying to lighten the mood, he makes a joke. But Cathelia doesn't like it. She throws the cup aside and walks away, leaving Daniel disappointed. Later, Cathelia takes all her toys outside near the water, but instead of playing with them, she tosses them in one by one. That's when a neighbor girl named Fiona, who has a rare condition, approaches and asks if she can join. Cathelia allows it, and soon they're cutting up the toys together, seemingly forming a friendship. Daniel comes to get Cathelia when Fiona's mother, Lizzie, shows up looking for her. Lizzie is very protective due to Fiona's condition. Robin notes that their daughters seem to be getting along and might see each other more often, but Fiona suddenly looks uneasy at Robin and says, "You're just a doorway," pointing directly at her. No one takes this seriously. Later, Robin finds out about the ruined toys and assumes Fiona caused it, telling Daniel they should keep Cathelia away from her. Then Robin spots the missing knife from the night before. Daniel explains he found it in Cathelia's room. She's surprised, but still doesn't take it too seriously. That night, Cathelia is seen again. this time taking a drill and a saw from Daniel's workshop, standing silently by the pool. In the days that follow, Robin grows uneasy, feeling as though someone is constantly watching her. She tells Daniel the strange atmosphere started after Cathelia arrived. Daniel suggests she might just be adjusting to the changes in their lives and proposes they throw a party to celebrate Cathelia joining the family. Maybe it will make everyone feel better and help the neighbors get to know her. That night, something strange happens. It's as if a supernatural force is in the pool, staring toward the house. Suddenly, mold begins to grow over a nearby bird's nest, and the bird inside dies. The next day, friends visit to meet Cathelia. She doesn't want to interact, but Robin still introduces her to everyone. Cathelia sits silently, watching them, until she starts feeling uneasy. The food around her seems spoiled and swarming with flies. One girl bluntly asks if it's true that Cathelia's mother hurt her own family. Enraged, Cathelia attacks her, leaving Daniel and Robin deeply disappointed. That night, Cathelia tries to run away with her bag, but an unseen force won't let her leave. Her nose begins bleeding, and she collapses in pain before losing consciousness. Meanwhile, Robin and Daniel are in the pool, unaware the same pink slime is still floating there. When they realize Cathelia is missing, they search everywhere until Daniel finds her unconscious and tries to wake her. This triggers memories of her father protecting her from her mother, who seemed to be under some dark influence and wanted to harm them all. The next morning, Cathelia wakes at home with Daniel sleeping beside her so she wouldn't be scared. Soon after, Fiona arrives to see her. Daniel and Robin are still shaken from the night before, but Fiona insists on going upstairs. She tells Cathelia she tried to escape, but now she's trapped here. When Daniel comes in, Fiona says, "The monsters are getting closer." Daniel reassures her that monsters aren't real, just shadows that can't hurt you. Fiona laughs and says he's wrong. After he leaves, Fiona closes her eyes as if sensing something, then tells Cathelia she's already met a monster before, one that frightened her and tried to hurt her loved ones. Her eyes glint strangely before she vomits. Cathelia is frightened, but it's clear Fiona has some kind of unusual gift. Later, while cleaning Cathelia's room, Robin finds Daniel's tools hidden there. They wonder if she's still traumatized by her family's past, so they take her to a psychiatrist. He asks her to draw pictures, and she sketches Daniel and Robin, but suddenly smears red paint over Daniel's face and pokes 2 holes into Robin's drawing, staring at it intently. Right after, Robin feels nauseous. Looking into a mirror, she smiles oddly. Later, at the park, she tells Daniel she's pregnant. He's overjoyed, but Robin admits she doesn't want Cathelia around anymore. She fears that if Cathelia's mother had serious mental issues, Cathelia might turn out the same. Daniel insists she's overthinking it. When Cathelia learns Robin is pregnant, she clearly doesn't like it. The next morning, while Robin is still asleep, Daniel steps out for coffee. Cathelia quietly enters Robin's room, visibly tense. She presses her ear to Robin's belly as if she can hear something inside. Moments later, Daniel returns and hears Robin calling out. He rushes upstairs to find Cathelia has tied Robin up and is sitting on her stomach. Shocked, he locks Cathelia in his room and frees Robin, who breaks down in tears, insisting she warned him the girl was a danger to her baby. Daniel is angry too, but calms down and tells Cathelia they're not her enemies. They want to help, but she has to trust them. Cathelia then hands him a paper with an address. Daniel realizes she wants him to go there, so he takes her along. On the way, Cathelia is clearly afraid. Meanwhile, Robin notices blood on her clothes and realizes she's miscarried again. A piece of tissue passes from her body, which she places in a jar. She's devastated until she suddenly feels her baby inside her again, something that should be impossible. Yet she's convinced the baby is still alive, and joy replaces her grief. Daniel and Cathalia arrive at the address and meet a woman named Ms. Evelyn. When Daniel mentions Cathalia, Evelyn's eyes light up. She says they once adopted her. Cathalia was always quiet, but extremely difficult to handle. Evelyn smiles while speaking, but her tone carries anger. Daniel notices her leg is bandaged, with maggots crawling over the wound. Evelyn asks if Cathalia is with him. Daniel lies, sensing something's wrong. But then Cathalia suddenly appears, holding a tool, as if protecting herself from Evelyn. Without warning, Evelyn attacks Daniel, and Cathalia strikes her in the face. But Evelyn's bound leg limits her movement. Daniel drags Cathalia out as Evelyn's husband rushes to help her. Outside, he yells at Daniel for bringing that girl there, warning that she's dangerous, even calling her something evil. Daniel brushes it off, saying Evelyn is sick, but still can't ignore the unsettling feeling about Cathalia. Before he can ask her more, Evelyn attacks their car. Daniel speeds off, sending her falling to the ground. When they get home, Daniel checks on Robin. But something's off. She's unusually calm, and her belly has grown far too quickly for her stage of pregnancy. Hugging him, she says, "This is what we wanted. This time, everything will be fine." The next morning, Robin visits her doctor, bringing 2 jars, one containing the tissue she lost, the other holding a fetus. She insists her baby is still alive and that she's going to give birth. Strangely, she already knows it's a girl. The doctor is concerned, telling her she should be checked immediately, as the baby's survival is impossible. But Robin is certain her daughter is still inside her. After coming home, Robin storms into Cathalia's room, furious. She tells her she once wanted to make her part of their family, but now they don't need her. Her own baby will be enough. Terrified, Cathalia runs to Fiona for comfort. Fiona admits she doesn't know how to fight it, then invites Cathalia upstairs, saying her friends are there, but the friends are only insects and strange drawings. Fiona claims she talks to them, and if Cathalia listens closely, they'll talk to her too. Suddenly, Fiona's eyes glow again. She grabs a hammer and hits Cathalia on the head, knocking her unconscious. Daniel rushes her to the hospital. She's not seriously hurt, but during a brain scan, doctors notice something unusual and say they'll call him when the full report is ready. Back home, Daniel tells Robin Cathalia is fine, but Robin coldly replies she doesn't care. Their real daughter will arrive soon. Daniel notices her belly is growing unusually fast and suggests seeing a doctor, but she gets angry. While cleaning the pink substance from the pool, Daniel spots Fiona staring at their house. After she leaves, he finds a disturbing 2-headed doll. Then the hospital calls. They've found something in Cathalia's scan. Robin isn't interested, but when Daniel goes, her bed at home is soaked with blood, and she's holding another fetus, still claiming her baby is alive. At the hospital, the doctor explains Cathalia has an extremely rare condition called vanishing twin syndrome. She was originally a twin, but her sister's body never developed and became trapped inside Cathalia, specifically in the part of the brain that controls speech, explaining why Cathalia can't talk. After leaving the hospital with Cathalia, Daniel stops at a restaurant. There, Cathalia takes a knife and appears ready to stab her own head. But then she stops. They head home, but because of Robin's tense behavior, Daniel asks Cathalia to wait in the car for a while. When he goes inside, the sight stuns him. Robin's bed is soaked in blood, and she looks critically ill, as if she might not survive. She tells him she's about to give birth, then gets into the bathtub, screaming in agony. Moments later, she delivers another stillborn baby, horribly disfigured. Daniel, overwhelmed and in tears, steps outside, not knowing what to do. Back in the car, Cathelia shows him the two-headed doll again, urging him to speak with Fiona, who knows the truth. Desperate, Daniel agrees. At Fiona's house, her mother Lizzie explains Fiona is a special child who can speak with spirits and see into another world, and she may have sensed something inside Cathelia. Fiona tells Daniel there's a parasite living within Cathelia and that she injured her earlier to make him aware of it. She says she can talk to the monster to find out more. They go up to the attic, where Lizzie covers Fiona's eyes with a hoodie. Fiona begins speaking to the parasite, an undeveloped embryo still lodged in Cathelia's brain. The film presents it as a supernatural entity trying to enter the world. It's revealed to be Cathelia's unborn twin, angry she never had a life of her own. To survive, she has used other hosts, first their mother, then Evelyn, and now Robin. This explains why Robin has delivered so many stillborn babies. Each failed attempt weakens her, but she refuses to stop. To save Robin, they must remove the twin from Cathelia's body, because Robin is only the doorway, while the real monster lives inside Cathelia's mind. The revelation leaves Daniel in shock, and even Fiona looks terrified. Meanwhile, Robin receives a visit from her doctor, who is worried after seeing her condition. She wants to help, but when Robin opens the door, she suddenly slips away. The doctor steps inside and immediately senses something is wrong, preparing a calming injection. Before she can act, Daniel and Cathelia arrive, asking the doctor to leave. But before anyone can react, Robin suddenly lashes out, injuring Daniel with a pair of scissors, then turning on the doctor. Robin then goes after Cathelia, chasing her outside to the pool, where a strange portal-like swirl has formed in the water. She tries to force Cathelia under, but Lizzie arrives in time to pull her out. Robin collapses, and Cathelia starts attacking her stomach, but Fiona stops her, reminding her that Robin is only the doorway. The real presence is inside Cathelia. Lizzie tries to help Daniel, but Robin regains consciousness and knocks her down. Fiona and Cathelia help the injured Daniel to his workshop. Outside, Robin, now completely taken over, tries to break in. Fiona urges Daniel to remove the creature from Cathelia. Reluctantly, he agrees. Using a drill, he creates an opening in Cathelia's skull, and a large, twisted form, the parasitic twin, emerges. Cathelia destroys it, and as she does, Robin slowly begins to recover. The film ends here. The story leaves several unanswered questions, and its unusual concept may not appeal to everyone.